How do you measure the value of that endless hustle? Closing gaps that seem impossible, chasing cutters like a shadow, tagging rolling players, barking out switches until the opponent finally breaks under pressure. These plays don't make highlight reels, no flashy dunks or game-winning threes, but they win possessions. Shading a driver just enough to force a pass, denying a shooter so the screen morphs into a wrestling match, cutting off a roll to save mismatches, all gritty details that erase runs before they even begin. It's not pretty. It's not easy. It's exhausting. But that's the kind of work Sophie does without fanfare. Kelsey Mitchell, Indiana's star scorer, nails it perfectly when she sums up the bench energy. Sophie's that wild card, man. Her and Lexi together. When I talk about defensive effort and just figuring it out, that's Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hall. They do an unbelievable job just being present, being where they need to be. Wild card doesn't mean random. It's the X factor, the lever that can flip momentum, change a quarter, or swing the entire outcome. Notice what Kelsey highlights first: defense, hustle, and a willingness to grind. Sophie's impact isn't just about clutch shots. It's the invisible plays before the ball even goes up, the closeouts, the recoveries, the second box outs that deny opponents an extra possession, the early calls saving a teammate from a late rotation. And don't overlook the chemistry with Lexi Hall. Together, they cover space, communicate early, and turn simple actions into complex problems for opponents. While other players can chase and shoot, Sophie can slip, crash the boards, ghost screens, and lock down the best wings for full possessions. Their combined energy shifts the tempo. When a starting guard is vocal about your value, you're not just along for the ride, you're the one keeping the game tilted, and Sophie keeps pulling that lever. But here's the real kicker: it's one thing for a teammate to say it, and another when that acknowledgement comes from the top. Lately, Sophie Cunningham has been torching defenses, grabbing cameras off it, and making waves with both her energy and swagger. The league respects her fire. Fans crave her edge. Even Caitlin Clark couldn't ignore it. Instead of dodging comparisons or firing up a rivalry, Caitlin smiled, laughed, and dropped a line that stunned everyone. "If someone had Sophie's looks in my game, that'd be the most famous player this league's ever seen." The room laughed, sure, but Caitlin wasn't just joking. There was respect underneath. What most don't realize is the growing bond between Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham. On the court, they battle like rivals. Off it, their connection is powerful, almost as electric as their gameplay. That quote was a peek into something bigger. Stay tuned, because it only gets better from here. In basketball, respect is earned in sweat, grind, and sacrifice.
A great thing about this world is everybody's entitled to their own unique and personal opinions. So that's what she's doing. And I can't control what she thinks, I can't control the whistle. But what I can control is just being more unaffected by it, unaffected by the physicality, unaffected by the whistle, just as well if or not. So trying to not pay attention to the refs, pay attention to this call, pay attention to what we do as a team, I think is totally.
While teammates hype you up, real validation comes from those deciding your minutes, the coaches. When a pure scorer calls you a wild card, it's trust. When coaches back it publicly, it's structure and security. Roles stop being abstract ideas. They become meaningful playing time. Toughness and grit might sound like press conference cliches, but for Sophie, they're a certificate of belief. Coach Nate Tibbetts said it best. "When you come into this league as a second-round pick, you gotta have toughness and grit." Sophie's embraced that role, and it's worked. She competes at a high level, and I give her credit for that. No flashy labels, no sugarcoating. Just the coaching seal of approval: grit, toughness, commitment, and no shortcuts. You see that grit in how Sophie never slips screens but runs straight through them. How she sprints to close spaces that might not even seem open, then does it repeatedly. This edge comes at a cost: bruises, fouls, frustrated opponents. But it comes with a reward. Coaches don't hand out meaningful minutes for free. Sophie earns every second. Embracing her role means showing up early for film sessions, owning mistakes, delivering a clutch contest that sets teammates up for success, tagging rollers in the rotation even when gassed, then flying to contest the corner three, That's hustle. It's the hockey assist mentality, making the pass that sets up the pass that leads to the basket. While starters are the team's face, players like Sophie are its backbone. And the backbone sets the posture. What does that trust look like on the floor? Watch the coach shuffle lineups mid-game. Belief plants the seed. Deployment grows the system. Hard words at press conferences disguise a deeper truth. For Sophie, that means meaningful minutes and a role that's as strategic as it is essential. She's the player who guards up a position, smooths switches, lifts energy with her voice, and creates possibilities for her team to play bigger, switch more, add edge, and spark intensity. Energy is the battery. Sophie's voice is the rhythm. Coach Stephanie White put it simply. Sophie changes the game. She's a competitor, versatile, tough. Her energy raises everyone's level the moment she steps on the floor. She's definitely an X factor. When someone calls you a dog or an X factor, it's not a throwaway compliment. It means your presence shifts the game instantly. Sophie's versatility lets the coach rest stars without losing the team's identity. Her communication sharpens teammates' reactions by half a second. Sometimes that's all it takes to shut down a play. In a matter of minutes, Sophie can cut on the weak side, set a flare screen, slip for a pick and pop, then lock down the defense at the nail. That adaptability reshapes strategies on the fly. If opponents play small, the Fevers punish the glass. If they go big, the team runs them down.
Oh my God, Sophie's a dog. She just is, she's a competitor. She's versatile, so she allows us to do different things. Like, she plays with such a toughness. She's huge, and she's going to be for us all season long. But what she brings from an energy standpoint, she raises the level of play of everybody around her as soon as she steps foot on the floor. Hell, even on the sideline. I mean, her communication, everything. She's definitely an X factor.
At Sophie's sideline calls, coverages, chest taps after switches, and suddenly, the group isn't just a lineup, they're a connected force. That intensity doesn't stay contained. Opponents react variably, clapping back, trying to match energy, or brushing it off. But Sophie's edge is real and relentless. When that edge meets a phenom like Caitlin Clark, who handles pressure like background noise, the game flips into a chess match of chaos versus calm. Energy versus composure. Contact against poise. Moments like these fuel rivalry drama. Sophie's hustle contrasts sharply with Caitlin's icy control. When Sophie questions a whistle, Caitlin responds not with fire, but ice-cold focus. It's veteran poise from a rookie, shrinking the noise, unaffected by personalities or fouls. If Caitlin is the player who never flinches, Sophie's the one who makes you flinch first. But there's more than just the spotlight and the grind. Wallpapers and magazine covers often grace the stars, but the real heartbeat comes from role players controlling team atmosphere. And when those two collide, sparks fly, sometimes tactical, sometimes personal, but always impossible to ignore. The league's locker room culture fiercely protects its own. When negativity surfaced in the live chat during All-Star Weekend, Courtney Williams shut it down immediately. Anyone saying anything negative about Sophie? Time out. No negative energy here. That's more than just words, it's a statement. Sophie's got allies. The league still runs like a family. This containment of tension ensures battles on court don't spill into chaos online. That balance, fierce on the court, respectful off, is what sustains long careers. Wizards like Sophie, who bring relentless fire night after night, need friends and protections. And she has them. Real-time reactions to physical play reveal the raw truth beyond statistics. Every bump, screen, and collision blurs lines between clean and dirty. Sophie lives in those gray areas, thriving where toughness is currency. As analyst Natisha Hedman said bluntly, "You cannot let yourself get punked." That's both the rulebook and the dare Sophie embraces. Her physicality fires up benches, wakes crowds, and energizes defenses, making one defender feel like two. Whistles spark shifts in coaching, adjustments, and player intensity. But beneath that heat flows the personal stakes, family pressures, life outside the arena. Some nights, basketball is all that exists. Other nights, life bleeds straight into the game. Sophie shows up every time, absorbing hits, setting screens, covering rotations, the tough, thankless work. People may debate her style, all good competitors have flaws, but no one questions her intent. Loyalty, accountability, and effort overshadow all else in the locker room. When off-court politics threaten to divide, Sophie stays focused on the game. I care if you sprint, communicate, collide, everything else is noise. The season doesn't wait.
Open dialogue. I try to have hard dialogue with her, and it is what it is. What you vote for this election, we gonna see. But my life depends on it, and if that don't matter to you, you can't tell someone you love them and then vote against their life.
Every possession is a moment demanding edge and accountability. Meaningful effort trumps ideology. In this high-pressure environment, respect is earned visibly, in real-time effort and unspoken understanding. After pivotal incidents, sometimes a single word reshapes roles and mends divides. When Sophie recounts locker room responses, one word stands out. Finally, someone else steps up to take the bumps, absorbing whistles and chaos with unshaken support. That word redefined her role, turning the agitator into an ally. For Caitlin Clark, surviving Sophie's relentless attention means feeling protected rather than targeted. That protection grants teammates permission to play harder, stand taller, and weather any storm together. Sophie's role elevates from mere player to shield, turning edge into armor. Every bump, screen, and rotation reads differently, less random heat, more deliberate defense. Sophie Cunningham embodies the league's ultimate paradox, a player with a role too vital to remain invisible. Teammates call her a wild card, coaches see grit and belief, rivals see a handful, stars like Caitlin see a protector. That's Sophie, someone you see, someone you feel, someone you'd better be ready for. In today's WNBA, few players command this level of attention and impact. Sophie Cunningham has made sure she's one of them, not just by stats but by the energy, respect, and chaos she brings, game after game. And that's what truly makes her unforgettable.